How's it going, everybody? I don't even know if you guys are in here yet. If you're not, sorry. Hurry up. Come on, join us. You know you want to. It's your boy, the Panda of Pandemonium. Hope everything is going well for you today. This is gonna be a little bit new. It's gonna be a little bit new than what you're used to, but we are live. We're live again today. This is the first time in a while. I apologize. Really, I do. I apologize. I'm working on it, okay? It's been a struggle. Life has been a struggle. But things are going well. Finally was able to get back in here. As you can see, got a new little toy here, which is gonna be awesome. We will still get me with the panda, with the head and everything. I'll use that still, but for now, you get the animated head. Yeah. All right. So again, Panda Pandemonia. Today is we're just gonna do something new. We call it the Panda Podcast. I haven't given it an official name yet. Might do the Panda Positivity Podcast. Might just be Panda Post Podcast. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about posts that I make as I make them on those days. So, for example, today, I haven't posted it yet. I will be posting it later, so I apologize. But it's one I've posted previously, and I'll repost it, like I said, later. Is a post from the anime World Trigger. I don't know if you guys have seen it before. I personally think it's a good one. I'd say it's probably top 25-ish for me, which is saying a lot of anime that I've watched. So top 25-ish. They just finished the second season. They just started and finished the second season. This year? Yeah, they restarted second season and finished it. Forgive me, this year. So this was one of those that had been on a back burner for years. Like I watched this maybe 6-7 years ago, something like that. It seems like. Don't quote me on that. I can go and check the information later. But this is one of those that it's been a little while since I've seen it. And so they finally came out with the second season. Second season, short as heck, annoying as crap. But it was great. It was great. So I'm glad that we got that. But there's a clip. I'm gonna go ahead and show you. I'm gonna show you the post first, and then I'm gonna show you the clip. So the post is this. From my experience, if you don't level up when you can, you'll regret it when the going gets tough. And this is from Yuichi Jin. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and play the actual clip here real quick. 基地の外で戦っても怒られないし、トリガーも戦闘用のが使える。俺の経験から言ってパワーアップできる時にしておかないと、いざって時に後悔するぞ。それに確かメガネ君は助けたい子がいるからボーダーに入ったんじゃなかったっけ? All right, so as you see in that little clip there, Jin is the tall guy. He's the power elite, as they call him. The power Yuichi Jin. He comes in. Dude's a beast. First and foremost, Jin is that dude. The other dude, the little short midget guy with the white hair, is Koga. No, Koga's another person. Kuga, Kuga, Kuga. Which is the best friend, the sidekick to our guy, Mikomu. There you go. I always mess up his name. Osamu Mikomu is what his name is. That's the Four Eyes, as he calls him. Four Eyes is Mikomu. He's our protagonist of the show. But Jin is giving him just a little bit of advice and saying, hey, sometimes if you get an inch, take that mile. Because you never know when you're going to get that inch again. Okay. General thing for you. Basically, it's, I don't know how to put this. Think about the orbits of the planets. Okay. Now think of taking those orbits and turning them all topsy-turvy. That's basically what World Trigger is about. The orbits in this particular dimension, the dimensional orbits of these planets is outrageous. They're all going in different angles, left and left and upside down and right side up. It's crazy. But as they get closer to the other planets, it allows them to phase through and steal basically life force, or they call it Tryon. Okay, Tryon is something that they use to fight with, and so in order to fight their wars, they have to take these Tryon from other planets and blah 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 blah. Anyway, don't want to get too deep into it. Good movie, great premise. Definitely go watch it. World Trigger. Excuse me, apologize. But that was the little lesson that he dropped off for him. Okay, from my experience, if you don't level up when you can, you'll regret it when the going gets tough. Now, some people may or may not believe that. Some people may not agree with it, and that's completely okay. That is entirely up to you. Okay, what I will say is this: leveling up is something that we don't do often enough. When you get a chance to level up, like he said, you take that chance to level up. Okay, so today I'm going to give you my 5 panda tips. As the panda of pandemonium, I'm going to pass down that ancient proverbial panda knowledge from the mountains of Timbuktu and pandemonium. All right? We're going to pass down this knowledge. So feel free to take notes. Feel free to come back and watch it later. Feel free to not listen at all. But hey, you want to level up? I'm trying to help you level up. So here are going to be 5 tips to doing that. You're gonna fail the first time. 90% of people are gonna fail the first time, and that's okay. You got to be okay with failing. Okay, you got to learn how to take that leap of faith. You got to learn that the struggle is part of it. Struggle is part of life. Struggle is a part of learning. Struggle is a part of success. It is a major part of success. I don't like using those words like massive and all that. Blah, blah. It's a major part of success. If you've never failed, you'll never know what it means to succeed. Truly succeed. Okay? So, keeping that in mind, we're going to go ahead and get started. Step 1 is going to be our general lessons. This is what they are here. Okay? How to level up. What's your power level? We're going to see your vision. You're going to admit your faults. You're going to set your goals and create a plan. And then you're going to jump. You're going to jump, my man. All right? So, let's go, and we're going to start step by step, and we're going to hit each one of these time by time. Okay? Time by time. So, starting with number 1, let's go ahead and go. Now, the first one, excuse me, as you can see here, those of you who know Dragon Ball know that this guy is probably, I call him the bravest dude in the whole show, because he's a simple human. This guy comes out of a space pod, and this is Raditz, of course. He comes out of a space pod and then blows his car up. He's like, wait a minute, bro. We're not doing this. He loads up the shotty and tries to go at him, but his power level was way too weak to be dealing with Raditz. As you can see, he catches the bullet, flicks it back at him. Whole problem, right? So if you don't power up, if you don't level up, if you don't know what your power level is, you're going to walk into a situation and have no clue that you're about to get obliterated. You have no clue that you're not ready for the situation. Okay? So number 1 is going to be, what is your power level? All right, what is your power level? You're going to evaluate your current state. And these are the areas that you're going to evaluate your life in. These areas you're going to evaluate where you are. Okay, health and fitness, your intellectual life and emotional life, your character and spirituality, love and relationships, family, social life, finances, and career. Those are the things that you want to look into, and you're gonna analyze them. You know what I'm saying? Give yourself a simple 1 to 10 on each one. Where am I at? Where do I feel I'm at with my health? Where am I with my fitness? Where am I at with my character? How I am as a person day to day? Where am I at with my spirituality? What about how do I love? Not just romantically, but how do I love myself? How do I love my family? How do I love my kids? Um, how do I show love to those randomly I run across? Okay, you got to be able to characterize those and quantify those, because if you can't quantify them, then there's no way for you to measure it. Measurements have to have quantity. Okay, so that's the first thing. You got to sit there, take your time, and scale everything. All right, now next part, the next part that I want you to look into is, what is the area that your dream falls in? Let's think about that. Everybody has a dream, right? That's what you're leveling up to try to get to. You're trying to get to that dream state, the place where your dream and your reality are the same, right? At one point, I wrote something years ago, a poem that I did. By the way, I do spoken word. I'll do a spoken word night one night here, one of these days. But uh, what I wrote was, is is life a dream, or is a dream your life? The day you see no difference is the day you've learned to live. Okay, and you got to get to that point. Everyone is dying to get to that point, right? So in doing this and doing what we're working on right now and looking at what your power level is, you're trying to figure out, how can I get to this dream state, forgive me. Yeah, dream state. Okay, how do I get to this dream state? um which one of these areas, 1 through 6 that I've got here. And really, it'd be 1 through 12, because you really could break each one of those down into its own line. But, I kind of brought them together just for simplicity for us. But which area does it fall into? Which area does your dream fall into? And what was your score on that area? Were you a 5? Were you a 4? Were you a 10? 10 being the highest, I'm thinking 1 to 10. Were you a 10? How does that look to you? How was that for you? Okay. Um, you got to know. You got to know where you currently sit. You got to know where you're trying to get. All right. Where do you currently sit and where are you trying to get? Keywords with that. All right. Um, the next thing you want to look into is, with your dream, can you see it? And can you see it clearly? Because you got to be able to see it clearly. All right. You got to be able to see it clearly in order to understand. So that takes us into step number two. I'm just kidding. I'm messing with y'all. But yeah, step 2. See your vision. See your vision. Now, you see, I've got that in parentheses. See your vision, right? Well, does anybody know why that is? Can anybody tell me why it says see your vision in that type of a manner? Anybody? No? Okay. So the reason I have it that way is, you know what? Better yet, I'm just going to play the clip. You guys remember the Avatar? Here, watch this.
This is a very important part of it.
Norm's attitude has improved lately.
I see you. But it's not just I'm seeing you in front of me. It's I see into you. I see.
It's good he's back on board, but he thinks I'm a scoundrel
I
too.
understand you.
So here, Norm was talking about the whole "I see you" in with the Navi. The "I see you" is I see into you. I see what you are about. I see who you are. That right there is how you need to be able to see your vision, your dream. You have to know what it's about. You got to know how to make it happen, or how you're thinking about making it happen, or what would it take to make that happen. But in order to do that, you have to clarify it in your own mind's eye. You got to be able to say, yo, bam, this is this is that, this is this is that. Right, we're going on the attack. Okay. You have to be able to do that. So the first step I always suggest is coming up with a vision board. Now, that might sound crazy to some of you, and to some of you, it may not. A vision board is merely a physical depiction and representation of your dreams. And it doesn't have to be all extra frilly, because I know some of the guys are like, oh man, that's for girls and blah, blah, blah. No. Vision board doesn't have to be all extra frilly and have, you have nights with everybody getting together. There's nothing wrong with that. Even as guys, there's nothing wrong with that. Sharing your dreams with each other, because that gives you a group of individuals to work together towards something. Instead of tearing each other down, us guys need to be pulling ourselves together to pull ourselves up. Okay? So there's nothing wrong with getting in a room, having a drink or two, enjoying life, talking about your dreams, and then working towards them. Not just talking about them. Okay? A lot of people are all talk. Right now, we're talking about 5 steps to leveling up your life. You can't talk in this process. So far, you've got 2 steps. Nowhere near in here have I said talking. I've said nothing about talking yet. And you won't see it the entire time. Okay? If you want to level up, it's going to take action, not talk. As they say, talk is cheap. There's a reason for that, because everybody can do it. And everybody who has not leveled up yet, or is not trying to level up in different areas of their life, that's all they continue to do is talk. Okay? So back to the vision board thing. You can do a paper. You can write a list of what you want to accomplish on a paper. That's your vision board. You can go the more extravagant route, and where you go and you get magazines or newspapers, and you clip out pictures of what things you want, and you paste them to a board, and you put it on the wall, and you look at that board every day. Whether it's you scribbling it down on a piece of paper and posting it in your notebook so you look at it every day, or on your door, or next to your mirror, or if you make a big giant poster board and put it up for you to see every day. It doesn't matter how you do it. Just make sure you can see it every day. Okay? That's the vision board. But that's a whole topic for later. And I'll do another video about that another time, about vision boards and what they mean and things of that nature. So we'll get into that another time. So I apologize. Yeah, vision boards. The next step, you got to think about this. When it comes to your dream, the reason you're leveling up your life, is it going to change your life? It sounds redundant, I'm sure. It might sound stupid, but you have to really think about that. Is it going to actually change your life? Because if it's not, then what are you doing it for? What's the purpose? If it's not going to change your life, then why are you doing it? Is it going to bring a change to your family's life? What value? Everything, every action you do, everything you do has value to somebody, whether it's you or somebody else. So what is the value you're bringing into yourself or to your family or to your world by leveling up in this way? And you'll see why I asked that in just a moment, because it's something that's going to be very important as we break down you seeing the soul, the core of your dream, of your vision, seeing into that. Okay. So next thing we got that first question, will it change your life? Well, yes or no. If it's going to change your life, good. If it's not going to change your life, you need to figure out why you're doing it. What values are bringing in? If it's not bringing any value, why are you wasting your time? Time is the most valuable resource known to man, life, whatever. Okay? So if it doesn't bring value, why are you trading your time for something that does not bring you value? Even playing video games can bring value to your life. It can bring comfort. It can bring calm. It can bring a peace of mind. It can bring relaxation and enjoyment, but it's a value. Okay? Value. But again, we'll get into this deeper in another chat. If you guys have questions, feel free to leave comments on the videos or in the chat. We'll get to them. I'll do a small Q&A at the end if we need to. I'll come back and read the comments afterwards. So if you guys want to leave comments, feel free. For those who look at this later, feel free. And as we're going through, if need be, I can go and do additional videos, different podcasts for breaking those things down. Okay, breaking those things down. But our next part is going to be, what is it going to cost? What is your vision going to cost you? And I don't mean money. I don't mean financially, although that is a big part. I don't mean financially. I mean time. How much time is it going to take for you to do this, to make this work, to make this a reality? How much energy is going to cost you? Are you going to have to get up at 5 a.m. to do X, Y, and Z? You know, are you going to have to stay up late doing things, writing proposals or working out or whatever it is that you're trying to do? What's the time and the energy effort that you're going to put into this? Think about that. What is the risk versus the reward? What are you going to lose and what are you going to gain? You got to think about those things. You know, one thing you got to keep in mind is, if you got kids, your kids watching you go after a goal is a rare sight these days. A lot of kids don't get to watch their parents strive and struggle to get to their goal and then see them achieve it and see the joy and see what the changes are in that person's life. That is something that money can't buy that. Money cannot buy that. So keep that in mind. Again, another topic for another day, but we're trying to get through this as quickly as we possibly can. I don't want to keep y'all too long. We still got 3 more steps. All right. So what is it going to cost? Will it change your life? What is it going to cost? Right. And then the final part, is it worth it? Now, again, like I said, I've been talking about that this entire time. Will it change your life? Yes or no? If yes, great. If no, then what are you doing it for? What is it worth it? You know, what's it going to cost you? What's the risk versus reward? Is it worth it? If it's not worth it, then why are you doing it? Why is that your dream? Is it really your dream, or is it just something you want to do? Think about that. Is it just something you want to do? Because a dream usually has value to your life. A dream has value to your life. Okay? So you tell me in the comments, tell me in the chat, what is it that your dream is? What is it going to be worth to you? What value is it going to bring to your life? All right. What value is it going to bring to your life? All right. So step 1, we talked about, is what's your power level? Figuring out what your power level is. Step 2, see your vision. See your vision. Step 3, it's probably the hardest one that most of you, either the hardest or the second hardest that most of you are going to run across. And lesson 3 is admitting your faults. Ooh, hit everybody right there, huh? Admit your faults. Can anybody tell me what I mean by admit your faults? Anybody? Admitting your faults means admitting everything that you've done and not done to achieve your goal. Everything. So you want to make a list of your excuses going into this one. Every excuse you've ever found to not complete your dream. Everything. I want you to jot it down, write it down, and then tell me what it was. Tell me what it was. All right. So, after that, jot down how many excuses. How many of those were just genuine excuses? If it was really as important as you say it is, if it's really as valuable as we just found out in step 2, as you say it is, then why the excuses? Or are you saying, oh, well, I don't have the people, I don't have anybody to watch the kids while I do this. Take them with you. Well, I can't do it. Then do it at home. Well, I can't do it at home because why? We're in an age of technology that allows you to do everything at home. Everything. So for you to tell me it can't be done, can't should not be in your vocabulary. Cannot should not be in your vocabulary. It's, I had to alter this to get this done. Okay? The second question that I want you to think about this as we're going through step 3 of admitting your faults, and this is another crucial one. Did you commit? You see that? I'll make it a little bigger for you. There you go. Did you commit? Did you commit? Do you know what the word commit even means? How about that? Commit, by definition, means to pledge oneself to a position. Pledge yourself to a thing. What does pledge mean? Pledge is a solemn promise or agreement to do or refrain from doing something. So you pledged to do something. You promised. You signed an agreement, a verbal agreement with yourself to do something, to complete something. Yet it has not been done. Over and over, you have pledged, air quotes, that you were going to make this happen, that you were going to follow this dream. You did that. You did that. And yet here you are, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 years down the line, or however many years it is, and it's still not done. Which means you promised yourself something and you didn't hold yourself to that promise. Did you commit? Because once you fully commit yourself to it, that means all those excuses that you just wrote down should no longer exist. All that value you just talked about, you should know what it means. You should feel it in your heart and your soul. All right? Now, I'm not going to get too much deeper into that one, but we're going to go to the next one. Keep those things in mind, though. Now, step 4. This is, again, one of the most important parts. This is the setting of your goal, the creating your plan. All right? You have to set a goal. You have to create a plan. You can't just all willy-nilly go off half-cocked after something. It's not going to work. Very rarely will it work. Okay? I'm not saying that it won't work. I'm not saying that it can't work. What I'm saying is, if you go off half-cocked without a plan, guess what's going to happen? You're going to run into a ditch. Okay? You're going to run into a ditch, and you're going to stay in that ditch until you figure out, hey, I'm in a ditch. That this is not an effective way of getting something done. It's just not. All right. Hey, Dolo, how's it going? Hey, Jimmy, appreciate the follow, guys. Welcome. But yeah, no, you have to be able to continue and move forward. So you got to set a goal. You got to create a plan. Okay, I'm going to give you all something, and this is some homework. All right. There are a couple of guys. And this is in business management, all right? In business management, there's a couple of guys called by the name of George Doran, Arthur Miller, and James Cunningham. They came up back in 1981, November. They came up and they wrote, well, I'll just give you the article. The article is called "There is a Smart Way to Write Management's Goals and Objectives." That's the name of the article that they published. It's in Management Review, Volume 70, Issue 11, back in November 1981. Okay? That's when SMART goals, which I'm about to give you what they are, first appeared. All right? They're called SMART, S-M-A-R-T, with dots in between each one. All right? So this is it, SMART. I'm going to break these down. I'll put these in here, and I want you all to take notes on this, because this is how you get something accomplished. This is something that even in major corporations, they follow this. Next to this, it's like Lean Sigma 6, which is another thing about working one smarter, not harder, but a very streamlined approach to to management and to back end inventory, things of that nature. That may sound far fetched. It may sound like something you would never need to hear, but I want you to actually listen to this, because if you take every goal, every dream, anything you want to accomplish and put them to this, I promise me you cannot fail. You cannot fail. Okay. So SMART. The first letter in SMART is S. It's for specific. Okay. It's for specific. So what you want to do is create a target. You got to have a target area, a specific area. In order to do that, you have to answer the primary questions: the who, what, where, when, which, and why. Okay. Who's involved? What'd you do to accomplish it? Where is it? You got to identify that location. When? You got to get a time frame, a specific time frame, something we'll get into later. Which? You got to, what's the requirements? What are the requirements of it, and what are the restraints? What's going to keep you together as you put this down, as you do this, as you go through this? What things you're going to need? What are things you're not going to need? What do you need to make sure that you cut out? Cut the fat, as they say? What do you need to remove from your area? It could be, I want to lose weight, so I have to remove alcohol from my life. That's a possibility, right? Or I got to remove junk food from my life. Or I got to remove these negative people from my life so I have more time to do this positive thing over here, right? You have to be specific. Intentional and specific. Got it? All right, number 2. And SMART is M. It's measurable. You have to be able to quantify, as I said earlier. That's why I had you make those lists earlier and score yourself and where you were with your values and things like that. You have to be measurable. It has to be measurable. You have to quantify, or at least suggest some type of an indicator, so that way you know where your progress is going. Okay, I was at a 4. Now I'm at a 5. Now I'm at a 7. Hey, this is moving faster. If you're writing a book, I have 1 page down. I have 10 pages down. I have 20 pages down. It's an indicator that you're moving farther along. Okay. So you want to keep that. You have to have measurable a way to quantify and measure as you're going. Measurable statistics or specifications. All right. How much of it? There's things like that. So the next one is A, which is attainable. Again, is a very specific thing. Who is going to do it? What is it going to be? What is that goal? How effective is it? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean it's going to be easy, but it does mean that that you have the ability to do it. Is it even attainable? If you want to, let's say, and again, I did not come up with this. As you can see, animes, I'm not being supported by them. They're great though. That's why I got my little face thingy. But if I wanted to make this thing myself, currently, is it attainable for me? No, heck no. Why is that? Because I don't have the coding know-how to do something like that. So in order for it to be attainable, I then have to go back and make sure that I learn the skills that are needed, right? In order for that to become attainable. That means that's a specific thing I need to find and learn how to do. So as you can see, every one of these builds upon the next one. All right, so we got SMA, specific, measurable, attainable. The next in SMART is your R. It has to be realistic. Okay? It's got to be realistic, you guys. Got to be. If it's not, what are we doing? Oh, I want to make $1 million tomorrow. Great. That's a specific goal. It's measurable. Is it attainable in your current state? Which basically means, do you have things already in the works that'll give you $1 million tomorrow? If so, then that would make that realistic for you. If it's not currently attainable, then guess what? It's not realistic. Okay? Think about it. Be intelligent. Nobody that's listening to this is stupid in any capacity. Don't ever let anybody say you are. Now, I may joke sometimes and say I'm dumb, I'm not stupid. There's a difference though. I'm not stupid, and neither are you. You know what's attainable. You know what's realistic. You know when you need to put stuff to the side, and you know when you need to keep pushing forward. You also know when you want to give up and you shouldn't. But we're not going to get into that, are we? Okay. Realistic, like I said. And the very last one is timely. Okay? It's got to be within an anchored time frame. I want to achieve this in X amount of months. Well, first off, is your time frame realistic? Like we were talking about earlier. I want to make $1 million tomorrow. Okay. Is it specific? Yes. Measurable? Yes. Attainable? Maybe. Do you have stocks and things set up? Do you have a business merger that's coming up? Do you have a program that you're going to push that's going to get you $1 million tomorrow? Well, at that point in time, then it's not attainable if you don't have any of that, which makes it not realistic, which means your time frame may need to be changed. Because guess what? You can change that time frame and now give yourself a year to make $1 million. Is it attainable? Possibly. Depends on your current capital. Depends on your current plans. That makes it a little more realistic. Well, let's say you want to make $1 million in 10 years. Well, now that makes it even more realistic and more attainable. Okay? So smart. Set your goals, create your plan, get a move on. All right? Follow those things. You cannot go wrong. All right? And finally, our fifth step. I'm going to cry. All right, fifth step. Jump. And I take this, I do this jokingly, but this is what I mean by jump. All right, here you go. Aladdin, perfect example of this. All right, all he did was jump. You know why? Because if he didn't, he would not make it. He would not make it in life. Period. He wouldn't have. He would have died right there. He'd have been captured right there. Or earlier in his life, it would have happened, right? He jumped to make sure his life was better tomorrow. Now, what are you going to do? Are you going to sit there and continue to be in the same spot? Or are you going to take that jump? After all this planning, all this deliberation, you voted on pros and cons, and you wrote down your goal, and you've created your SMART list, and you realized what your excuses were, and you gave your reasons why they shouldn't be excuses anymore. All of this. If you continue to sit there and do nothing, it won't change anything. It won't change anything. So jump, move, get up, take the leap, take the leap and have faith in yourself. Okay? Have faith in you. You have to. No matter how much you may not want to, you have to. Because it doesn't matter how much faith anyone else puts in you. It doesn't matter how much faith your mother or your girlfriend or your wife or your husband or your kids or the neighbor next door or the teacher down the street, whoever. It doesn't matter how much faith they have if you have no faith in yourself. And I know some of you have had that feeling before. You hear people, oh, you're great, you're this, you're that, and blah, 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 blah. And you still feel like crap. Again, topic for another conversation, but you have to have faith in yourself. You made it this far. No matter how you made it, you made it. The idea came to you. Do you know why it came to you? Because you were the one who were supposed to do it. If the same idea came to 50 people, how many do you think are actually going to act on it? I guarantee you it won't be 50. I guarantee you it won't be 25. You might get lucky to have 5. You had the idea because you were smart enough, you were intelligent enough, you were bright enough, you have faith with the all-knowing had faith enough in you to give you that idea. Cuz he knew you could do it. And you're just going to sit there and let it rot. Take the jump. Okay? Take the jump. And I'm sorry for some of you guys looking at like YouTube and Facebook right now. I think the stream setup thingy didn't go through right, and so it said I'm playing Outriders right now, which I'm clearly not. Clearly not playing Outriders. I haven't played Outriders in a little while. I need to get back to that. I do. But yeah. So those are your 5 steps. Okay, those are your 5 steps. We're gonna go back to the beginning here. What's your power level? See your vision, admit your faults, set your goals, and create a plan, and jump. All right, and jump. As of right now, we're gonna go and close out. I don't have anything else. Excuse me. I hope you all enjoyed tonight. We'll be doing some more of these. I will be posting this one and audio format, I believe, on Buzzsprout. It's where I have my other podcast right now. So once I get this clipped up and cleaned up, I will put this on there. And then you can also find this one. I got the Twitch when it falls off of here, because we all know that does after a while. It will be on YouTube at Pandemonium. You got it down there at the side. You can find me there. You can find me on Facebook, Panda of Pandemonium, Pandemonium. Feel free to join the group, join the page, join my regular page. We talk stuff all day long, anime and all things nerdy and geeky. We got Twitch, Instagram at Pandemonium, as you see on the screen there. So looking forward to hearing from you all. Feel free to jump in, leave your comments. Looking forward to reading those. And I'll try to do this next week, maybe. We'll see what happens. All right. Again, level up. All right. Stop sitting around and get it done. What was our post for today? Let's go back to our post of the day from Yuichi Jin, World Trigger. It's actually episode 6, not episode 7. It's the end of episode 6, so I apologize. I misprinted that when I wrote that on that post. But from my experience, if you don't level up when you can, you'll regret it when the going gets tough. So find a way to start leveling up today.